Well, good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing amazing and having an amazing and blessed day today. Hope everything is going well. Hope you had a good weekend. Here we are Monday, kicking off a new series called Galatians, the book of Galatians. And that's what I want to do. I'm just going to introduce it today. But I want to go through the book of Galatians for two reasons. One, it's one of my favorites. Romans and Galatians are my two favorite books in the Bible because I believe it really spells out what the gospel is, what the gospel of peace is, and Paul really just hammers down and doesn't hold back. And I think that's amazing. Plus, it's really short and an easy read, so that makes it easy because I feel anytime anybody does a Bible study, it just gets bogged down in the details. And I love details, and I think there's time and places for that, but that's not what this is going to be. I just want to read the scripture. So one day we're just going to read a chapter, the first chapter, second chapter. It should be able to do in 5 minutes, and obviously in a 5-minute span. To get really bogged down in the details, we'd be in Galatians for, like 2 years or something like that. But what we're going to do is just read the chapter one day, and then I'm going to pick out 2, maybe 3 points out of that chapter, and then we'll go to the next one. I don't want to sit here, for the rest of our lives doing it, even though the thing is, the Bible is so rich. And if you really dig, it just keeps bringing up gems and gold and amazing things. So there is no end to it. So we could either get bogged down in that or we can move on. But Galatians, I think, is just a great book. It's very short and it's simple, but there's some just great promises. There's some great life, and it just really brings out the gospel of peace, which I just want to point out. And what I want to do is read it in the Message Bible. And obviously, Eugene Peterson, it was just one man that translated and made the Message Bible, and he was a great and amazing man. But we can't make doctrine, obviously, out of one translation, and nor should we ever make doctrine from one translation, no matter what it is. We need, if we want to make doctrine, if we want to really dig in and say, what does this say? Then we need multiple translations, and we need to go straight to the Greek and the Hebrew and understand it to get doctrine. But you know what? We're blessed. We are so blessed as Americans that we have so many translations in English, so many different perspectives that we can read the Bible. And if it doesn't make sense, read it in a different translation. Or if something's saying like, wait a second, what did that say? Go read it in a different translation. And so I think the Message, and I've been reading it the last couple of years, I've been going through doing the Bible in a year, the last 2 years with the Message Bible. And I I've read many times I've been through the Bible, but I'll be like reading it and it just like, what did that just say? Wait a second. That is that how that is? And then I look and it just makes more sense and it just is clear. And that's the point. I'm not trying to figure out, Greek and Hebrew. I'm trying to read it and understand it and get what's point to me, what God's trying to say to me. If we need to make doctrine, if we need to make something hard and fast, okay, yes, get into it deeper. But you know what? We can look through here and we're just going to read it. I'm just going to read it off my phone. Anybody can do it. And it's in the Message. And hey, if we want to change translations, a few clicks and boom, we're done. And we can see it in different lights. And so that's what I want to do this week. And I hope it blesses you. I hope it's worth your time. But I think Galatians is an amazing book. It's in your face. Paul isn't holding back, and he is bringing the gospel. And it's an early book. It's an early letter from Paul. When he was doing his ministry, it's the Church of Galatia. Galatia is in southwest Turkey. Or it's not the church. It's churches, that region. There's multiple churches, and where he traveled and started church. And so he started this. He hears later that they've completely gotten off track, that they've got stuck back in religion like we all do. And that's another thing about this book. We always say, yes, we're following God, and then all of a sudden we're following a religion that says you have to do it this way or no. So anyway, we're going to get into that. Have an amazing and blessed day. We will talk to you tomorrow starting chapter 1 of Galatians.